Are you a woman who's interested in growing spiritually? Potentially you already are or looking into it, but it's definitely something in your mind. If that fits you, you are in the right episode. As those of you that may have listened before, my name is Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm a personal trainer with over 15 years experience. But as you all know, I am a selfless overachiever in recovery, here wholly embracing herself. And today I have a really awesome guest. I'm excited for our conversation. Teal, how's it going?
Hey, going great. It is going fabulous. How about you?
Wonderful. It absolutely is. So I love this. So for those of you that know, I always ask the question to my guests before they get on, what is your favorite piece of what you do? And I got the most interesting response today. And it really stood out to me twice because the law of the law of compensation by Marianne Williamson is a book. And she talks about everything has to go back to love, right? And I guess she wrote a book called Return to Love too, which I'm toying around buying next, but I listen to so many books right now, I'm waiting a second. So considering, but it also just prompted me to think of, as you were talking about, just love as everything. This piece of Bob Proctor always asking people, are you in love?
Mhm.
So since this is like your favorite piece to teach on with love, I kind of want to start with this question of, do most women feel like they're in love with something when you first meet them?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. What I see is most women think they're in love,
Mm-hmm.
but they have this thing of love as a warm, fuzzy feeling. They think they're in love because they like something, like maybe their spouse or their child or their job or a partner, something about their life that they say, I love this, but they like it. They don't
Mm.
actually love it. And this is where we get the big difference. Love is not like, right? Love is unconditional. When we like something, that's conditional. That's the difference. And so women come to me and they're like, yep, I love this thing about my life, except when it goes sideways and then I hate it. And I'm like, so you don't really love it. And the same is true when they talk about themselves or, yeah, their spouse or their house or whatever it may be. It's so circumstantial, it's so conditional. And I'm like, well, you know how do you get into the love part? You know how you get into the love part is that it has to start to become unconditional. And that's not necessarily going to be the warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I completely understand. I find that as I continue to grow myself, I find more and more love in almost everything, even the negative. And I'm seeing that. But there are still some tough places where it's like, why am I here? Where is the love? I am not getting it,
Hmm.
And you sort of feel like you're doing it already. Like you're kind of doing the
Right.
work, you're on the
Hmm.
right path and you're moving down the
Yeah.
thing, but you just don't. So do you have tips or like different things that you kind of help somebody with if like,
Yeah.
whether it's marriage or the house or, whatever, I love them until, right? So
Yeah.
interesting when you say that because I like when I think about it, my children are truthfully the only thing that I could say that even when they're sideways, I still absolutely love them. My business is a very close second, but the rest of the world is like,
Yeah.
I don't know. When I think about that question,
Yeah.
and maybe the house. I really do love our house here in Spain, but I don't own it. I don't own it. So, anyways, continue on. Let's go
No,
into
totally.
what you, yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, like, when we look at these things and we're so tempted, then also because we know differently, right? We know differently that we're tempted then to be like, ah, you should love more. Boom, bad, like guilt, shame. You should love more. You know better. And then it's like, well, that's not loving, is it? But totally, then to your question of, yeah, it can be really freaking hard. And I don't necessarily like to use that word hard, but you know what it is. Like it does feel that way to us sometimes to find that love in something that's really just crappy, right? And that's the
Yeah,
part
David
of
Nagel said it
life.
best. It's like if somebody put a hot rock in your hand, you just let it go. So why are
Right.
you holding on to this? Because we're
Why?
used to holding on to the hard.
We're used to holding on to hard. It's not, it's like we love hard. We're addicted to hard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the place that I have found for myself the most easiest way to navigate through those crappy moments to find those little nuggets of love has been compassion. Really
Mm.
just massive dump truck loads of compassion for myself, first and foremost. And when I say compassion, I'm really saying, okay, I'm just going to accept whatever this is in the moment. I accept myself, I accept my feelings, I accept feeling mad or angry or sad or scared or whatever I'm feeling in that moment. I just, okay, I acknowledge and I accept that. And that's compassion for ourselves, for the space that we're in and what we're going through. Doesn't mean we like it, doesn't mean we think it's great. And we're like, yes, send me more of this garbage. No, it's just, okay, I'm here. I give my space to say, I am here, and that's fine. I don't have to do anything about it to fix it or make myself better or change something. I'm just here. And that has given me, and then what I've seen come with the women I work with, just like that pause of like, okay, this is okay. Because if we don't pause, then we're still just like in it. We can't see where to look to find any lesson or blessing or something to love from it, a positive that's coming from the nonsense we're going through. But compassion has been, okay, I have this space now to look up and look around and actually see what is here for me that maybe doesn't totally suck and to love that, starting there.
Yeah, totally. You got to find some place that you can be in love in order to
Hmm.
go forward.
And it doesn't have to be this big grand thing either. It's like it's just this small thing. Like, I mean, I'm like, I love my socks. I'm like, whatever it is, I'm like, oh, I have fingers. I love my fingers. Like, it's just whatever it is to help you in that moment of finding just even the tiniest little piece, you know. I have vision. I love that I can see, like that tiny little piece that in of itself, no, is not actually tiny, but we think of it as tiny because it's kind of mundane to help ourselves in that time. And yeah, it's not some big grand thing. Everybody thinks like, oh, it must be this huge, massive gesture of love or this feeling of love or this big gargantuan thing that I love that's going to change the world or, no, it's just what is tiny? That is so much more accessible for most people.
I totally agree. I agree. So when you see women start to embrace this, what kind of shifts the most?
Yeah. Oh, what shifts the most? Well, the first thing I start to see is a sense of peace. Yeah. Just this total sense of peace because so many, it's like they're chasing their tail. What am I doing wrong? Why don't I feel better? How come this isn't working? Round, 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 question, 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 doubting themselves and not trusting in themselves or in anything really, right? They're searching so hard and they get that little glimmer of that love and see that it's also a love for themselves and they can find that moment of peace that like, this is all going to work out. This is all okay. And from that piece, then, what is so cool, they are out of the fear frequency. Then at that point, they're into a loving frequency when they're in peace. What happens, they can then hear the wisdom of their soul, the intuition, the guidance, what they've been desperately looking for to then navigate to the next step in their life. But if they're in fear, they cannot hear that. Wisdom is not heard through fear, wisdom is heard through love. And then suddenly, like, oh, hey, Teal, they're telling me I'm in alignment. These things happened. I took this action. I took aligned action. I heard this thing. I had this idea and it worked out and things are happening. And it's like, well, where did that start? Way back at love. It's so
Mm.
cool.
Agreed. I completely understand. I used to joke about that. Like when my husband and I were fighting, I'd be like, if love showed up at my door right now and was like, or if money showed up at my door right now and was screaming in my face, like, take me, would you get mad? No. So not to say that he's screaming in my face, but to say like, some of the times when we'd be there, I'd be like, if he were money, right? Because it was like I was working on money problems at the time. And it
Right?
was great. It was fabulous to just think about it, but to think about it from a love perspective too.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's sometimes that we kind of, sort of get pushed out of, or that we just have a certain way of thinking about it. Love is Cinderella. I really
Yeah.
like Marianne Williamson's take on Cinderella, though. It's wonderful if you've ever read that book, the way she talks about Cinderella's tale, and how she actually manifested that from herself, and how cool that could be. So I think that's fun. I think that if a woman listens to that, it makes you feel better about Disney back in the day, because now they're
Right.
not doing anything like that, really, right? It's all
Oh,
these
yeah.
powerful women doing all the things, or like Inside Out 2 and all the things. But anyways, I digress. So my question then for you is that if a woman is feeling like, okay, maybe I do need to start with love,
Mhm.
where can they find you? How can they learn more about what you do?
Yeah. Well, some great places. I'm on social media, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, most active on Threads and Instagram. And it's just at Teal Shoop Coaching. That's my handle, Teal Shoop Coaching. That's a great place to just come hang out with me and get more information, inspiration, and other, how to and other perspectives to help shift things in the moment for anyone who's looking at my page and my content to start them off on this journey toward love. And then, of course, I have my website, tealshoopcoaching.com, with a number of complimentary resources there, and of course, my flagship program too. But just great places to check out the philosophy and also get some immediate practical help without then investing also in a big program.
Awesome. I love it. I definitely will go follow. I was not connected to you on Instagram, so we'll go do. And Thread, since I've activated that now too. But all of those links are right below here as well. So you guys can go stalk and follow as well and learn more about love. Great thing to introduce today for sure. Any final words you want to leave with the audience?
I'll leave like how I leave when I talk with anyone who works with me, because it's how I talk to myself. It's just, you are wonderful. You are loved. The universe loves you. You love you. And then where can you choose more love today?
Oh, I love it. Where can you choose more love today? I'm seeing some places right now as we speak. So that's fabulous, even though
Me
it's
too.
6:21 p.m. I love it. I love it. So, again, guys, everything is listed below. As always, please like, share, subscribe, and follow. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye for now.